Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I woke up very early. I'm going to try to not talk so loud because I do have kids asleep, but if I wake them up, it's not going to hurt them if they get up a little early. Okay, the market, we've gone over 1.6 trillion. We had XRP surging a little bit yesterday. Bitcoin's getting on up over 54,000, and let's move along. I wanted to show you this from Steve Gold Bronson. Ripple CEO reveals what will happen if SEC wins lawsuit. Now, this was an article that was put up by Axios, and that's the company that did the interview with Brad Garlinghouse. And I couldn't remember, I don't think I showed you this part. They had some of the parts, they covered some of the things he said that were unaired in that clip. It says what he's saying, not this part. In an unaired part of the interview, Garlinghouse said that says that were he to launch a new crypto company, he would base it outside of the U.S. He also expressed confidence that Ripple will prevail against the SEC, but says a loss may lead it to relocate to a country where there is regulatory clarity and regulatory certainty. Bottom line, crypto industry is now large enough and old enough that it deserves a U.S. regulatory framework, whether benefiting Ripple or not. And then it says, or as Garlinghouse put it in another unaired segment, when asked why ordinary Americans should care, the nature of the U.S. participation in the internet as we know it today has been a source of massive profits. It's been a source of geopolitical strength, and so I think our lack of leadership around the next generation technology like blockchain is not good for the United States. And so anyway, that's more stuff on that interview from yesterday. Then yesterday, and this is interesting, Brad Garlinghouse put this out, and this I'm assuming that this is supposedly has to do with the SEC suit. Today we're announcing that Ripple and MoneyGram have together decided to wind down our current partnership agreement and are both committed to revisiting it in the future. See our full statement. And then he goes on. While the lack of crypto regulatory framework has needlessly muddied the waters for U.S. businesses and consumers, there's no denying that what Ripple and MGI have achieved together, billions of dollars have been sent and settled across borders through ODL with XRP. And then I like Mr. B's thinking here. Makes no sense this close to the finish line unless the current partnership agreement is a conflict of interest for Ripple moving forward. And then I like this guy's comment. I'd say think of Visa Direct and the original acquisition of Earthport could be a buyout brewing, just my conjecture and from listening in on MGI's Q4 earnings. Okay. When I read this, my first thought that there was more going on than meets the eye. Okay. Then Ashish Burla from Ripple weighed in. Says ODL solves a real problem for consumers left behind by traditional financial services, providing them with a low-cost, fast, transparent, and secure option. Regulatory clarity will come as governments understand the value in this tech for financial inclusion and instant settlement. RippleNet continues to grow. 2 new customers a week with a strong balance sheet, allowing us to expand ODL and pilot new solutions like LOC. As the world clamors for crypto-enabled services, we're absolutely confident in RN's product market fit, monetization, and global use. Well, let me tell you what I was thinking when I read this. What I'm thinking is, so you're telling me that MoneyGram wants to end a partnership with you guys, but meanwhile, the big kahunas want to now start working with you, the central banks. Don't forget the article the other day where Ripple's helping central banks create private ledgers. So they're leaving behind some of these things which sure do look like testing grounds, and they're moving on to the big kahunas, the central banks. Okay, and I'll just ask this question. if your proposition was that you were going to work with the money people of the world, the central banks, would you just jump right to it and immediately start working for them, or would you do a lot, and I do mean a lot, of testing of your product before you could confidently look at them and say, okay, we're ready for you now? I believe you would do a lot of testing. Well, watch this. What you're looking at right here, this is from Swell 2019. I was there. I walked down this same hallway and down these stairs that David Schwartz is walking down. The guy that David Schwartz is talking to is Brad Combs. Brad Combs was there with all of us, and he was filming his Kryptonaires documentary. His cameraman is the guy that's filming this. He's filming David Schwartz and Brad Combs walking down the stairs. Costa Rica Kelly says, was MoneyGram merely a test? Well, words mean things, and so listen to what David Schwartz says about halfway through this. He's talking about MoneyGram and how great it's going to be to work with MoneyGram.
Such an incredible win-win. Yeah. And the biggest thing for us is that it means that we have effectively an unlimited source of volume for on-demand liquidity transactions, and we have a motivated customer. So, and to be honest, like, it took us a while to get it right. It's been kind of a bumpy road, and it's nice to have somebody who can provide you as much volume as you can handle, so you can test easily and without having someone who's got some patience and understanding. And the road's gotten a lot less bumpy recently. Real-time applications.
Let's play that part again.
It's a while to get it right. It's been kind of a bumpy road, and it's nice to have somebody who can provide you as much volume as you can handle, so you can test these.
So you can test.
And without having someone who's got some patience and understanding. And the road's
almost like, so you can test with these limited corridors, so that you're not dealing with maybe a central bank who doesn't have as much patience for you to test. Let's play it one more time.
And to be honest, like, it took us a while to get it right. It's been kind of a bumpy road, and it's nice to have somebody who can provide you as much volume as you can handle, so you can test easily and without having someone who's got some patience and understanding. And the road's gotten a lot less bumpy recently. Real-time applications.
Okay, so, and this leads me to this. I love talking about these people who disappeared off social media and seem to be pretty confidently knowing something. This one is from that one person on there, Kendra Hill. Think of cross-border payments as a nice testing ground to prepare Ripple for the use case they've been focused on since the very beginning. The true intentions of Ripple are to handle 100% of the transactions which take place in the derivatives market. So why do they not make this public knowledge? For multiple reasons. The most important one being that they are not ready. They are missing a piece to the puzzle, and that piece is called Codius. What is Codius? Well, all I know is there's a thing called Flare that popped up recently that sure does appear to be like it could be what was Codius. And then this is Rachel Lee. I put this up this morning. She's another one that disappeared off of social media. This is from XRP Chat, July 28th, 2018. More. If you ever thought that Ripple's partnerships were just random, think again. We've pointed this out previously and do so again. Ripple's current partnership focuses on strategic interests, FX markets, oil markets, derivatives, not so much remittances as they make you believe. Moving along. And then they announced on the same day yesterday, they announced that they're going to be working with Bcash. RippleNet is partnering with Mobile Money and Bcash to power seamless e-payment solutions between Malaysia and Bangladesh. That looks like another test. Then there was this. Real XRP boy deserves a lot of credit on this video. Your incoming SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, listen to the words coming out of his mouth.
Yes, much of the cost is because you're moving from one ledger to another. Sorry to get sort of down into the accounting, but you're moving from one fiat currency to another fiat currency, which are in essence, kept on two different ledger systems called two different commercial banking systems in, did you say Tanzania to Nigeria? So you have two different ledger systems. And over the centuries, a whole process of Nostra accounts and the setting up of the account base to do that. It can be done on blockchain and between two central banks, but the thinking is that you might need some bridge currency between Tanzania and Nigeria, and there's a number of blockchain technologies that do that. That basically, instead of SWIFT, which is just a messaging system, and then the banks have to somehow pre-fund in Nostra accounts. I hope I didn't lose too many people, but this is about the technology of banking, not the technology of blockchain. But to go between Tanzania and Nigeria, you need somebody to bear some counterparty risk that the ledgers both move and are adjusted at the same time. And usually it's a bank that is in both countries. You could use blockchain, but the current thinking is you need a bridge currency in between, and that bridge could be a stable value that's backed by the US dollar or the euro. It could be a currency even like Ripple has an alternative. It's just piloted in May, so it's not yet up in any enterprise-wide level, but that you might need something to basically hop, skip, jump. Tanzania, I don't know the currency in Tanzania, but Tanzanian currency to skip to Nigeria, you might need something in the middle, which is called a bridge currency on the blockchain. Hey.
You might need a bridge currency. What do you know? Okay, from Bank XRP, Japanese firms are afraid and will leave Hong Kong due to China crackdown, SBI boss Yoshitaka Kitao says. So I wonder if that means SBI is planning on leaving, but I thought that was an interesting little piece. Now, listen up, folks. I've told you before. This is Michael at VAL5 Links. Prominent Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase could be headed for an IPO valuation of $100 billion after shares reportedly sold for up to $3.75 each in a private auction. I believe that this IPO right here is going to be what sets this industry off in the mainstream. It says shares in Coinbase Global reportedly traded for a price between $350 and $375 per unit on NASDAQ private auction market last week, giving the company a pre-IPO valuation of between $90 and $100 billion, according to a report by Bloomberg. Trading reportedly ended with the share price at $350. Now, folks, this is why I've been talking about this so much, this Link2 platform. I remember when I first found Link2, they had Coinbase shares on here, and don't quote me, but I swear they were at like $36. This is why this company, where you can buy the pre-IPO or private equity before companies go public, that's where where one of the many opportunities in digital assets are. I provide links to this. They're in my sponsorship section. I provide links to Link2, and I go in there and I buy myself. So it's not something that I don't do myself. Also, I wanted to show you this. Unstoppable Domains. This is week 2 of them selling their premium domains, and there's a link to this at the very top of the description of my video too. Look at this. This week they are doing their premium. They released for sale their travel is the theme of their .cryptos this week. These are the most expensive ones across the top. They're selling hotels.crypto, vacations.crypto, flights.crypto, and tickets.crypto. But as you go down, you'll see all of these are around travel and things like that. Let me see, travelagent.crypto is at 5,000, and then as you explore.crypto 3,000. But you can go down and see ranch.crypto, transit.crypto. See if I see one that I like. HawaiianCruise.crypto, $1,000. So they start at 100,000, the most expensive ones, and they go on down. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Ripple, were they testing corridors, testing their product testing ODL with MoneyGram. Thanks for listening.